Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Grantis podcast. We are here with another special guest, Carys Maudlin.
Yes, Maudlin is correct.
I found out 2 weeks ago that her last name was pronounced Maudlin and not Maudlin because I'd never heard it out loud. I'd only read it. So that's new information for me. Thank you, Bria, for pronouncing that out loud.
It's okay. I've been called Molden before, so there's been worse.
Okay. Yeah, normally I play a theme song, but I can't play a theme song this time just because my phone is recording. But if I were to play a song, I would have played Wild Uncharted Waters.
Oh.
By Jonah Hauer-King. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
So Carys is like all the other guests on this podcast, also on Spirit with me. She also goes to USC. She is a sophomore studying public relations. I guess we can just start off with like the classic question of what are you planning on doing with a public relations major?
Ooh. Oh, that's a tough question. I mean, I know I want to go into either the entertainment or beauty industry. And I want to work on campaigns. I think one that really stood out to me was the Hailey Bieber campaign with Rhode and Krispy Kreme. And I really just find joy in promoting a product or a person and seeing where it goes with that. So, along with public relations, I definitely want to go into marketing for sure. So I'm planning on minoring it right now. But definitely campaigns. And in the long run, just working up the ladder pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, how has your time at SC been so far? Like, what do you think differentiates it from like maybe your other choices?
Yeah.
Or like, is there anything that you wish USC had, or is there anything that you think like, oh, like this is why I'm going to USC?
Ooh, good question. I think the transition from last year to this year was like really good. I think freshman year, I was not doubting SC, but I don't think I had quite found my place yet. And I think honestly, joining Spirit has really changed it for the better.
Me too.
And I think just finding my people as well. Freshman year, I was just like so uneasy, and I didn't really know who was in my corner. Like I had a few select people, but I was like, oh, is this what the rest of my experience is going to be like? But this year, I feel like really comfortable with people I know. And SC specifically, my other choice school that I was really going for was Cal Poly SLO. I don't know if you've heard it.
Yes.
But yeah, San Luis Obispo. It was just a very popular school at my high school, and so that's the one I knew the most. And it was more of like a target school than a reach school. So that's where I thought I was going to end up. It's definitely different than SC. I probably would have majored in business over there. I did get waitlisted. I was like, oh no. But I actually found out about SC last, and when I got in there, I was like, oh, I'm going here. But I think I made the right decision. I mean, it made the decision for me, but I feel happy where I am. I like the distance. I'm only an hour away from school, which is really nice just because I moved a lot as a kid. SLO is pretty far. I don't remember how many hours, but more than I have now. And I think the environment's better. The school has people from everywhere, whereas SLO is like very, very, how do I say, not diverse, which is unfortunate. So I'm really glad I go to a school like SC. And it just allows me to test out my passions. I get to be on Spirit and do cheer. I have friends from all different majors. What else? A bunch of different stuff. I like the culture at SC, so good stuff.
Yeah. I would say the same thing. That, like, I think I just had a lot of doubts about like college in general. Like me just being like, is this what I want to do? But it's just because of like that hump that you have to get over with like the GEs.
Yeah.
And then once you start studying what you want to study, and then you get to do your extracurriculars. Yeah, Spirit has definitely helped me find my place, or just like cheer in general.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like it helped me find the friends, or like solidify my friend group. Because before then, like I had a couple friends in my classes, but I didn't think that I had like people that I truly was going to hang out with like in the long term. I was like, oh, I'm friends with them, but like they're just like welcome week friends. Yeah. So I was just like, you know what?
That's so true.
Yeah.
Welcome your friends.
Yeah. But jumping off of like living, like where do you see yourself like going in the next couple of years? Like, do you have like an area where you're looking at living, or like where you think your career will take you?
Yeah. After college, that's a great question. I've been thinking about it. Honestly, I really do want to live abroad after college. I would love to do it with a few friends. Ellie and Layla have actually been thinking about it too. So if I could live in London, that would be super cool because they also have a lot of marketing jobs over there. Or I've honestly said I want to be like Emily in Paris. So, Carys in Paris.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So that would be a dream. If not, I've kind of thought about Chicago. I have family there. I love the city there. After going there for the Notre Dame game, like it just makes it feels like home over there. So I'd be down to work there. Maryland does not have a good scene for these things, but I do have family there. But either Chicago abroad or LA. Yeah, that's where I'm thinking. But
Nice.
no permanent decision right now.
Okay.
Do you?
Honestly, no. I could probably go anywhere that my work wants to take me. Honestly, I don't know. I've always said it like I could probably work anywhere. I don't know if I would want to live in Los Angeles long term.
Yeah.
Going back to Nashville would be another thing. I love Nashville, but I'm not super sure right now if I would go back. And then like I think I would have to say no to like New York, like because
Yeah.
you have to like New York, working in New York and living in New York are like two completely different experiences that if you had to do them together, I feel like I would literally just disintegrate. Because like for one, you're like starting a new full-time position in New York, and then on the second hand, you have to learn how to live in New York.
Yes,
on
that's
its
so
own.
true.
Whereas I feel like
That's definitely a city.
moving to Los Angeles for me was not as much of a shock as I think moving to New York would be.
Oh,
New York
yeah.
is like a whole
New York
other
is so different.
monster.
It definitely is. Yeah.
So yeah, that's me personally. But to jump off of moving, I did want to like ask you just out of like my personal curiosity,
Yeah.
like your experience like moving like during childhood, because I did learn that you were from Maryland, but I also just found out that you were actually born in California before you
Yes.
went to school in Maryland and then
Yeah.
moved to California again.
Yes, there's a path for sure. I was born in Ridgecrest, California, which is in the middle of nowhere in the desert.
The desert.
We actually passed it on our way to Mammoth and on our way back from Mammoth to here today.
Which we will talk about later.
Obviously, I don't remember anything because I was a baby, but there's tons of pictures. But basically, my dad was stationed there for the Navy. I think I lived there from when I was born till about 2, and then we moved to Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, which is where he was stationed again. That's where Scarlett, my middle sister, was born. And then we moved to Leonardtown, Maryland, or Hollywood, Maryland, another base, where Penny was born. And then we got our dog in Maryland, and then we moved to California when I was in 4th grade, I believe. So I've been here for a good amount of time, definitely like the longest portion of my life, but I feel like those places where I used to live like really shaped my childhood, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because people always ask me like, where's your favorite place that you've lived? And I feel like it's different stages of my life, so I can't really pick one. They're just different, but I do really miss Maryland. I feel like it was a really cool place, very outdoorsy. Like we would build tree houses and we had a zip line in the backyard. But yeah, now I've lived here. I'm used to it. And we are living in this house now, and we're not moving because my dad retired in 2016. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So like I found out that you are very diverse in all of the outdoorsy activities that you do. So like, why don't we just get like a rundown of all of the activities that you do outdoorsy or otherwise? You can also talk about like cheer and gymnastics.
Oh
Just
my
give me like
gosh.
full
Like-
profile.
Like my childhood going up, like everything I've done.
I mean, whatever you can think of off the top
Oh
of
my
your head.
gosh. Well, my parents first put me in soccer. Actually, that did not work.
Okay.
I'm not good with ball sports. But my mom did gymnastics growing up, so she put me in gymnastics in Maryland, and my sisters also joined. And then when we moved to California, stuck with gymnastics. She put me in contemporary dance. Not a dancer, so quit after about a month.
Was she a dancer too?
She did dance in college.
Okay.
She danced at Bradley University, which is like a small school in Illinois. Dance team. But what else did I do? I did springboard diving, which was such a fun thing to add to the resume. I actually did not enjoy that at all because it's so stressful. The water was really scary, just smacking it. I feel like I'd rather have a floor than have the water. So that was interesting. My mom also did that with me in her 40s. She was actually so good. I don't know for the viewers watching, but if there's a skill called a 1.5, which is basically just one flip and then you dive in. And that's a pretty hard skill. Like it took me a long time to get that. She had that. She had an inward dive, which is when you basically dive facing the board which is really scary.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I never got it. Scarlett, my sister, got it, but I couldn't do it. My mom got it. So super impressive. And then once I got to high school, I transitioned into cheer. I did spirit cheerleading, then I did stunt cheerleading, and then I did competitive cheerleading for a year, except that broke off because of COVID, which was really unfortunate because I love competitive cheer and I love watching it. So I kind of wish I kind of vicariously lived through it on TikTok.
Wait, was it competitive Scholastic or All-Star?
All-Star.
Okay.
It was Cheer Force Diamonds.
Wow.
I joined and I got on level 6 just because of my tumbling, and I was like, oh my gosh. But I never got to stunt in it, or when I did, it was just like alternating, but I felt so cool. And then I didn't get to do it. I never got to compete in my uniform. I was like, oh, yeah. Dang. And then.
But you still have it?
No, I actually sold
it.
Really? Yeah.
Wait. Oh, like back to the gym or like?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the girls needed it. I was like, you could take it. I'm not on anymore. Because a lot of the girls went to Cali All-Stars, which is where Malia went.
Yeah.
And I actually did know of Malia in high school, like because I watched the cheer show she was on.
Yeah.
So when I found out she was at SC, I was like, oh my gosh. Anyways, then in college, I did competitive cheer for 1 year. That was kind of a mess. I don't know who's watching, but
should we do it? Like, honestly, should we do a tell-all about that? Like, eventually, because we can bring the generations together.
Oh my gosh,
that.
we literally could. No hate, but maybe.
No, it's just it's no hate. Like I got so much out of that experience. Like actually, like I got friends. Like it actually gave me like that's where I got all of my stunt technique from. Like that's where I learned how to stunt.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
But yeah, because I didn't do
anything.
anything.
Right, you didn't any before. Oh my gosh.
So it's like that was like where I got my experience from.
Wait, at tryouts, did they like just throw you in a group, or how did they do it?
For what?
For comp cheer?
Oh, we just sent in videos. Did y'all have tryouts?
Well, no, we sent in videos too, but did you have like stunt videos, or was it just because you? Had
no, I just said I've never stunted before, but I just want to be on the team.
Love it. Okay.
But anyways, yeah, that's where I learned everything. Yeah, it was shady, but you gotta take the good with the bad. It was an experience. Yeah. I think I got everything that I needed to out of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I wouldn't change it because it gave me like some of the best friends I've ever had, and
definitely
it also like it bonds you to people who have not even been on the same team as you but still like have experienced literally the exact same thing, which is crazy, but that's like a story from another time. Like very actually true, that's crazy.
Very true.
Very ironic.
And then I joined Spirit this year. I am so happy I did, and the reason I did freshman year, my friends Ellie and Layla, who are also going to be on this podcast, they were on Spirit freshman year. I lived with them, so I heard all the stories, and we were just kind of comparing our experiences. And after my first year of comp cheer, I was like, no, it's time to switch. So now I'm on it with them, and I couldn't be more happy. So
yes,
so glad.
Spirit is very low stress, so that's like
yes.
That's like when I like joined that, I was like, wow, it's actually crazy. Like, not the difference between comp and Spirit, just the fact that like that a program like Spirit exists.
Definitely.
That allows you to like meet new people, represent the school, like in such a low stakes way.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you feel important, but also like they don't stress you out. Like they still understand that you're a student first.
Yes, very
and
true.
That's the biggest thing is like you're not going to USC to cheer. You're going to USC to study whatever you're studying.
Education.
And you're given the opportunity to represent the school and to cheer.
100%. Yeah. I had stress hives with comp cheer, like literal. It was just crazy. Like everyone I talked to on the team just freaking out all the time. Mm-hmm. So mental health is definitely
which is crazy. Like, how are you a teammate and you're the one stressing out about like stuff that should not be? Yeah. Stuff that you're stressing. I shouldn't talk about this.
So bad.
Or we'll move on. But yeah, like outdoorsy activities, like any other like
oh my gosh.
hobbies.
Oh yeah. Ooh. I definitely went camping as a kid in Maryland. Mm-hmm. Kind of went away from that. I did horseback riding for a while. So honestly, my parents are big outdoors people. So we hike a lot. I've never been a huge fan of hiking, but just being pushed into it, I've hiked Machu Picchu before.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
Did y'all like, wait, you talked about this recently.
Yes, my
you didn't
mom
do like
talked about
you
it.
didn't do the full thing.
We didn't do the full like 4-day thing, but we did the 8-mile hike, which was from like the base to the place. It was my sisters had altitude sickness, so it was just kind of us lugging ourselves over there.
Is crazy.
But my grandparents are also huge travelers. So for their 50th anniversary, we went to a dude ranch in Colorado, and all the cousins were there, and we went horseback riding. We did all these like country activities, like when you used the sun and a magnifying glass to like burn the wood,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we made like shapes out of it. Other activities, man. Honestly, whatever my parents have us try.
Yeah.
I've done zip lining, been in a helicopter, bike riding, electric bike riding.
Crazy. Talk about that later too.
Zip lining. Yeah, I guess just all the adventures. Oh, surfing. I've done surfing.
Talk about that later too.
Pogo sticks. I was always the kid in PE who would like try super hard. So
I mean, yeah, like I don't think I was as daring as a kid, so I think it's like interesting to see like
different people.
like yeah, like a family like yours that literally does it
Yes,
all.
my
like
family
tries everything.
I guess if you look at it in like a vacation standpoint, we're always the family that has those activities where other like I know some people who just go and like lay on the beach. My family's always like,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have to go do this. We have to try this. So it's like it's nice to try out different speeds and like levels of stuff like that.
I think that's the difference. Like, I think your family's more of an activity
Oh,
family.
yes.
My family's like less activity, more experience.
Yeah.
So like we went places just to experience it, but we didn't have a set like, oh, we're doing this.
No,
It's
I
like
grew
more
up
like we're
with that.
seeing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, part of me, like growing up, I noticed it, and a lot of it, I don't like a lot of it, but I still find myself gravitating towards those activities just because I was used to it.
Yes.
But if you ask me if I wanted to go on a hike, I'd probably say no.
Yeah.
But with friends, it's fun, so I'll do it.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely get you with that. It definitely depends on how you were raised or how you usually do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's no good transition to the next topic, but we were going to talk about like why we're in the location that we are.
Oh yes.
Talk about like spring break. But before we do that, I did want to mention where we left off with the last episode where I was interviewing Logan. So
Ooh.
I think where we left off, it was actually the night before we were playing Stanford. Basically, in the bracket, we beat Arizona the first day, and then we beat UCLA the second day, and then we had a day to break, and then I finished the episode with Logan. We won. We won the entire tournament. Women's basketball won the entire tournament.
Pac-12.
Yeah, against Stanford. That was the last game. That was a crazy experience. It's not like we didn't have faith in our team. It's just not happened in a while. Like our team was just really good this year, so we were like, it's fully achievable. Like it's within our grasp. I guess I wasn't expecting that win to be so easy, or so it seemed, because Arizona was very close, and then UCLA was like a double overtime. So we were expecting Stanford, who has such this like big win streak, to be so good against us. And we had beat Stanford before in the season, but we just didn't expect it to be so like, what's the word, stagnant the whole time. Like we built a lead at the beginning, but we never lost the lead.
Oh,
it was
I
like,
didn't know this.
it was almost like we were ahead the entire time. So I don't know.
That's great.
It was just an easy win. It was low stress. Like we weren't
That's fabulous.
losing our voices over it. And it was a good trip overall.
Yay.
Yeah. Cause it was with me, Logan, Deja, and Rachel.
Yeah.
So
nice
it was
small
a
group.
good dynamic, like low stress. Like we thought that it was going to be like a 1-day trip, and it ended up being literally like the full thing. So we went from Thursday to Sunday.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So yeah, I got back Sunday night, and then I literally, it was like midnight, and then I had to pack and do my laundry, and then I got picked up the next day, or driven by Christina to here for spring break, which we will talk about now. So yeah, spring break was with Carys and the twins and Carys's mom, and we all went to Mammoth to ski. Feel free to jump in if you want to, just to talk about the
My
conversation.
mom, Clawdeen, yes.
Yeah, because we have different perspectives of how this trip went, just because of like, I had fun.
Yeah,
not gonna lie. No,
good.
I had fun.
That's
just
what we
that
want.
I didn't see as much as Kara saw, just because of circumstances, which we'll explain. But anyways, first day, I got driven up by Christina. I got dropped off at Carys's house.
Like an hour drive.
Yeah, and we were just like packing the car up, and then got in the car and started driving. Anything notable to mention about the drive?
Did we stop for food? Where
Yeah.
did we stop? Not
I
anywhere
think like just
noticeable.
Chick-fil-A. Like yeah,
good old Chick-fil-A.
it was just like a 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
Thank you to Carys's mom for driving.
Yes.
I would not have been able to handle that. But honestly,
I know,
like,
I fell asleep.
yeah. I'm sure 5 hours definitely feels different driving than just riding in the car.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I literally fell
definitely.
asleep the whole time. I was dead. Like I was like,
Yes, it was
Yeah.
tiring.
but we got there. The place was gorgeous.
Thank you, the Sharp family.
Yes. It was this beautiful, like, I would call it 3-story. It was like
Yeah,
main
yeah.
floor, basement, and then like loft.
Mountain condo.
Yeah, and we all got to stay in these little bunk beds, like a little sleepover.
And there was a hot tub.
There was a hot tub, yes, and a fireplace, a moose, hanging
Moose,
from
yeah.
the wall.
Yeah.
We had some good food all week too.
Oh
That
my
was really
gosh,
nice.
we definitely grubbed out.
Yes.
That's for sure.
But the main event was skiing, of course. That's the main event.
I'll give a disclaimer. I think I've been skiing since I was 5. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but my parents did put me in lessons, so that's good.
So yeah, so I'm not good at skiing. So
Brett has never skied before.
yes, I have not. My family is not very outdoorsy. Like as mentioned, like we are an experienced family, so like we would go places, but we wouldn't do anything other than just like sightsee. Same with like activities. Like I would not do anything unless my older siblings did stuff. So like except taekwondo, that was the only thing. All my siblings did taekwondo, and I never did taekwondo. But like piano or like I don't know, like gymnastics
All
or
'cause
like
they did it?
yeah.
That's actually
I
kind
would-
of like same here. I
Yeah.
would do it, and then they would join.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess that's how it goes.
Same thing. It's just easier for like transportation and
Yeah.
stuff. Like if you have like a bunch of siblings, it's like if one has to do it, then like everyone else has
That
to
is
do
so
it.
true.
Yeah.
Carpool.
So yeah, I just never got into skiing because also my family lives in Tennessee. Like when are we gonna go to ski? Like
Yeah.
But yeah, like we got our rentals from Mammoth and we just went up to the mountain. And for some reason, I didn't think that skiing was going to be easy, but I thought the feeling was not going to be so weird.
Yeah.
Just
it's
because, like,
definitely
yeah.
crazy.
I knew I wasn't, like, I wouldn't be able to, like, snowboard or do anything snowboard adjacent. Like, I can't skateboard, I can't surf, just because I don't like the feeling of being on, like, one
Yeah, you feel
platform.
trapped. Yeah.
I like having my feet separate. So, like, I can roller skate, I can ice skate, fine. So that was just like a thing. But then when I started skiing, it was just like weird.
It is weird. It's a lot of weight on your feet, which
Yes.
I don't think there's anything else quite like it. So
Yeah.
it's basically having a bunch of extra weight. Yeah.
And I was expecting for some reason like the poles to do a little bit more than they did, but I felt like the poles like almost hindered you in a way.
Oh,
Like
really?
if you're trying
Okay.
to like move, like you can put them in the ground, but you're literally just gonna slide no matter what.
It is a lot of arm strength, honestly.
Yeah. So it can help you, but like it is like a lot of like foot technique.
Yeah, honestly,
that I was
poles,
expecting.
when you're a beginner, you actually don't get poles. But because
Yeah, I
you're
saw
an
that.
adult,
I saw
like, it's typical. But as a kid, like, I was always begging for poles, but you don't really get them until you get to a certain level because they're trying to get you to get your skills down
I
first.
see.
And then
That
you
makes
graduate
sense.
to poles. I think technically for professionals, they use it for, honestly, patterns. I think like you're supposed to like tap it down when you turn. You don't have to. I don't. I kind of just use them for guidance. Honestly, I need to look up a video because why do we have poles? Besides that, I don't really know.
I don't know.
I use them a lot to like pull myself like when it's flat.
Yeah.
And I'll use it to push, but other than that, that is a really good point. Like, why do we have them?
Yeah, I don't know.
Stability. Because
Yeah,
I guess
that's true.
because snowboarders, they don't have poles because they get to take their foot out and we don't get to, like, that's how they walk around. We're literally on this, like, we're pulled down by this weight. So I
Yeah,
guess it is for
you can't.
mobility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty scary. Like I stayed on the greens the whole time. I never went above a green. The first day I did like a half day just because after lunch I was down for the count. I was like, there's no way I'm going back out there.
It was exhausting.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah. And it's like, cause I also knew that like Carys and, the twins wanted to do like a little bit
Yeah.
more
We've done
stuff.
blues.
Yeah. So I was like realistically like day one, I'm not going to be able to get there. So I was like, these greens are like actually whipping me.
Oh no.
So, like, but like, I don't know. The first time I did it, it was just weird because I don't think I got the steering down in my mind.
The turning's the tricky part, but once you got back into it, you definitely got the turns down.
Yeah. Day 3 was a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah, day 1, it was a little rough. And there's some scary moments where I just like would shoot down.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was scared he was gonna hit a tree.
No, that was the only thing. Like, if I was gonna do anything, I was not gonna hit a tree. Like,
You were good at falling.
Yeah,
You knew how to fall.
I knew how to. Like, I got used to bailing. Like, I was gonna just fall and let my skis go where they would. Like,
Yes, yeah.
whatever. But like, I was gonna fall safely, and I didn't get injured. Thank God.
Thank goodness.
But yeah, then day 2, I got a cold.
Yeah.
That was rough. That was like I just had like the chills, so I was fluctuating between like super super hot and ooh.
Well,
Okay, that's when I airdrop. Okay, yeah. But I was fluctuating between like super, super hot and super, super cold. So I was just sitting by the fire like the first half of the day.
Yeah.
3/4 of the first 3/4 of the day.
You were quiet.
Yeah, I was just
no.
like breathing heavy all day, and I was
No.
like, and I tried to DoorDash like Dayquil or whatever, but let me tell you, there's no DoorDash in that town.
You gotta fend for yourself.
Yeah, you either gotta have a car or you're dead. Like, you're done.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I think we went out to the town.
Yeah, to the village.
Elevation week.
Yes.
Elevation.
We got some chocolate.
Yes.
At Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory.
And day 3 was a lot better.
Yes.
Day 3 was a lot more fun. I still did a half day, but I got to do more greens. I did some on my own.
The progress was actually crazy. Like, you were so good.
I think it was more the mentality of like, I took the material home. No, and I was just like, I remember for some reason, like day 2, I didn't have dreams about it, but I was like, cause I was going in and out of sleep, like before I was sick, but I was just like, do you know when you're like having a dream and you're just like thinking?
Yeah.
So you can't tell whether you're asleep or not.
Yes.
You're just like thinking.
Yeah.
Where I was
just stressed.
Yeah. I was just like practicing like steering. I was like practicing like what my feet were doing.
Oh wow.
Like in skiing. And then like when I did it on day 3, I was like, okay, wait, it like makes a little bit more sense.
Yay, good.
Now that I've
So
like thought about it.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, day 3 was a lot better. But
yeah, he even did some on his own. I was like, amazing.
Feel free to add your own perspective though, because I was not there for Ellie and
day
Layla's
2. Oh yeah, so
experience with you skiing.
I've been skiing with them before once, and I think before that they said they had only skied once, so I didn't know what to expect with them. But they're daredevils, so they just kind of send it. But their progress was crazy too. We went on a bunch of blues. We met up with their friend Ron. Shout out to Ron, you're a real one. He met up with us. I think we went on a run with Ron all together.
Yes.
That was day 1.
Yes.
Oh shoot. Okay, day 1, yes. And then day 2, we had a really jam-packed morning. I think we did over 15 runs before lunch, which was insane, but we were really quick with it. I think it's because we didn't have to wait, because usually with my family, we were a big group, so we have to like stop at every sign. But we were just like, they're very fast too. They really like to go fast. So we did so many runs. Then we stopped for lunch, and then after that, that's when we went to the village and we went to pizza for dinner. Was that day 2? Yeah. Yes. And then was that the night we watched Hamilton, or did we watch? We watched Damsel day 1, right?
No, that was when we watched Bachelor.
Oh.
Hamilton was day 1.
Wait, when was Damsel?
Damsel was like day 0.
Oh.
Like the night that we came in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We watched a lot of movies, but can't blame us.
Oh, side note on the like the pizza and then like also going to the village. I was like, that's when I finally took my Dayquil, because Carys' mom finally came home and I was like, oh, okay. So then I took 2 Dayquil, which is actually cursed. Like I took
drugs.
Oh my god, it literally felt like I was high or like drunk. I was like not there. Dayquil is crazy.
Gosh. That's funny, because when I take Dayquil, I do not feel it, but
so I started taking like 1 periodically after that, but when I took 2, I felt like I was like literally like on something.
Well, I'm glad you were elevated.
Oh wow. Yeah, Elevation is like gay ski week, so there was a lot of like gay people there, and if they weren't gay, it was a family. And the thing about it is like you didn't go there unless you were taking part in Elevation or you didn't know it was happening.
Yes.
Because if you did know it was happening and you weren't part of Elevation, then you didn't show up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
It was very empty, though, the entire time we were there. Because I've been to Mammoth before and other ski places, and they're usually so packed. Like, you have to wait in the lines for the chairlift. Never had to do that. So
it was literally
super
like completely empty.
Yeah.
The most you had to wait for like a chairlift was maybe like 2 or 3 people in front of you.
Literally, like,
you could just like go straight into it.
So easy. So thankful for that. I don't know what it is, maybe because it's March, but we had so much snow too, so good conditions.
Yeah.
Except day 1, it got there was a whiteout towards the end of the day, so it's like when basically the whole sky is covered.
That looked scary.
It was very scary.
Even just from the base of the mountain, like, whoa.
And we did a blue-black. I didn't tell Ellie and Layla. I was like, this is the only way down, so just follow me. And they did, and it was fine. So they did that.
And then you got the hot tub after.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we forgot to mention the hot tub. Yeah, that was really nice.
No, you mentioned it in the, like, the overview of the...
Okay.
Just
like,
oh,
yes, I did say there was a hot tub. I did. And then day 3, he went back out there. We met for lunch. And then I actually went skiing with my mom with the twins afterwards, so that was fun. Yes. She filmed us a little, and then after that, what did we do on day 3? We
went sledding.
Yes. And then wait, when did we watch Dune then? Was that also day 3?
That was also day 3.
Oh my gosh, the timeline.
So much.
Dune was cool though. I really liked Dune.
Yeah.
And sledding was so fun. We saw a coyote.
We did see a coyote. He started getting a little close to us because I think he thought that we had food.
Yeah, he literally chased us across the street and into the car. Well, yes. We got in the car. Yes. But he was out there. Yeah. I was scared I was going to run him over.
It was not a short distance either. Because, like, the thing was we parked in this parking lot across the street from, like, a wooded area. But then there's that little, like, what is that called? Like, when this...
A snow wall? I don't even know. Snow wall.
It, like, comes up like this. And then it comes straight down. And
we literally had to jump it. Like.
So, yeah, we had to jump over this to sled. And then when we were coming back, we came over it and then crossed the street. And then, like, went into the parking lot. This coyote got down from the snowbank, looked both ways before crossing the street, and then, like, followed us, like, and then, like, we saw it in the parking lot. We were like, oh, okay, like, he's just, like, messing around. And then, like, we took a couple steps, and then he would, like,
I was like, steps. Okay, time to start moving. Like, let's get going. Not that he would attack us, but he literally followed us and circled our car. Yeah. So
we just didn't want to, like, fully interact with the coyote.
Yes, yeah.
Like, whatever, like, leave no trace or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. But good time sledding. We got some pictures.
Yes.
Yes, it was very cute.
Fun.
Good weather too.
Yeah, it was a good trip. And then we drove back injury free, and then we dropped off the twins. And then we came to Carys' house, and I'm chilling here a little bit before I get picked up tomorrow morning. That's why we were in this beautiful guest room here. This is where I'm sleeping tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Carys was like, "Oh, do you want to go on a bike ride?"
You know, it's the thing to do in Derby Park.
It's gorgeous.
It's pretty out here. Good weather. Gorgeous. It's green, so I figured why not.
And I have rode a bike before. I promise you.
Yeah, that's what I made sure to ask.
Yes. I don't know what it was though. I just like.
You're in your skiing mindset.
I'm in my skiing mindset. We just took those e-bikes out, and I don't know. We were driving in this little, like, what is it called? Like the.
Oh gosh, it's almost like we were in like a national park technically. Yeah. So we went down this like little mountain road, and usually no cars go down there, and if they do, they usually go around you. Like that's technically what they're supposed to do, but this car was not.
Yeah, I think I was taking up a little bit too much of the right lane just because like I didn't want to get too close to the edge because I wasn't super experienced with like riding it. Because that's my thing with like riding a bike is like. It's also like one unit. You have a little bit more control because your hands are controlling like the thing. But like if I needed to get off the bike, like you can't just put your feet down. Yeah.
That is so true.
So I got a little too close to the edge because I was waiting for this car to pass me and I wanted to like also slow down. So I was like gripping the brakes to like slow down. And then at that point I started like wiggling the handle or and I lost control.
I heard some whoa.
Yeah. I was a little out of control. And then in my ski mind, I put both feet down on the street, and then like I basically like flipped over the front of the bike, and I like did like a PK roll over it, and I put both hands down.
Because I didn't see it. I was in front of him, but I heard it, and then I looked back.
And and then I ended up like in the grass, and then like I stood up immediately. I shot up, and I looked back at the BMW, and I was like... And then they like passed.
Crazy instincts.
Because I was like, get away. Like I didn't want to.
I would just lay there.
But yeah, good thing I was wearing a helmet.
Yes.
So.
Always wear your helmets, people.
But yeah, I was laying there for a little bit and Carys.
Yeah, he was like, I came over to you and you're like, oh, I think I'm going to lay down for a second. I was like, okay. And the twigs started breaking. And then I was like, hopefully it's comfortable.
Yeah. I was laying in the grass. It was comfortable. But yeah, I just needed to like breathe there for a second because I'm a little bit squeamish. I don't feel like I am like super averse to blood. Maybe just if it's like my own blood.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like even if like my nose bleeds, I'm fine with my nose bleeding. But like I
don't know. That was a bit of a shock because it was like impact, so it definitely rips your skin.
Yeah, maybe that was it, just like me feeling like I was injured, but I was just fine. But yeah,
no, it was definitely scary because I didn't want to push him too hard. So
yeah, my jeans got ripped, and
yes, I was like, oh, your jeans weren't like that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but thankfully Joseph Smith was with me.
Yes.
So he saved my life.
And then my dad came in the car that had 0 gas, and
Yes.
we put the bike in the back, Grant in the front, and we zoomed back to my house.
Yes. So enough with like the talking points. We can start going into the more structured segments.
Ooh, okay.
We have a couple planned. We'll start with rapid fire.
Ooh.
So
wow.
this is something that I prepared for you. So I'm going to ask you 10 questions.
Oh, okay.
You're just going to answer them as fast as you can. You can think about them a little bit, but
Okay.
ideally you just give the first answer that comes to your mind.
Okay.
So I'm just going to ask you these questions. Firstly, what is one skill or hobby that you wish you had or could do?
Random, but piano. I never learned to do piano.
Okay. Number 2, what is the last thing you've had an intense craving for?
Ooh. Always ice cream.
Number 3, what is your favorite Disney character? Or who is your favorite Disney character?
Prince Eric.
Okay.
Or Ariel.
Number 4, I want you to close your eyes and think of the prettiest butterfly. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to even be one that you've seen. Just think of the prettiest butterfly you can think of.
The blue butterfly with, I don't know what one that's called, but the blue one.
Oh, the blue monarch? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you can open your eyes. I was just going to ask what color it was, but you just answered my question.
It's always blue.
Blue?
That's the
Okay.
color I always gravitate towards.
Number 5, what is the worst injury that you've had?
I kicked glass when I was in 5th grade, I think, and I got stitches in my heel from that, and there was like glass stuck in it for a while, and I had a little boot.
Why? Because you're doing like a cartwheel?
I was trying to show my parents a Dorito. And I did not know how to do a Dorito. I was just like, watch. And then I was in my mom's office, and I kicked the glass not knowing it was there. And I just started bleeding everywhere. And so we went to the emergency room.
Crazy.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Number 6, what is your favorite spot at USC to study or just hang otherwise?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with the Village. Another pretty spot is always the cinema school. I just think it's so pretty over there.
Nice. Number 7, out of all of the outdoorsy stuff that you do, what is your top favorite activity?
Ooh, I gotta go with ziplining. It's just such a thrill. Love it.
Number 8, are you a side, back, or stomach sleeper?
I'm a stomach sleeper.
Okay. Sorry, these are weird questions. I'm just asking them.
I guess side too.
Okay. Number 9, what is your soft drink of choice?
Does matcha count?
Sure.
Or like at dinner?
Oh, I just meant like soda.
Oh,
or
soda. I either get root beer or Sprite, but I love a good root beer. Yeah.
Number 10, as a kid, what was your go-to computer game or website?
Club Penguin.
Okay. You're like,
Club
I also
Penguin
play that.
and cool math games.
Oh, cool math games.
I love cool math games. And my sisters loved Minecraft, but never got into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's all of our rapid fire questions. Next segment is called True False. So I've prepared a series of true false questions.
Okay.
You'll have to answer them true or false and elaborate.
Okay.
Number 1, true or false, you wanted to name your sister Rainbow Unicorn Dolphin.
True?
Do you want to elaborate on that?
Well, yeah. It was Penny, so I was like 5 years old when Penny was born. But I assume I just thought the names were cool and blended them together. I think she does kind of
radiate that energy.
Yeah, she's
Rainbow
definitely a unicorn
dolphin.
for sure. Dolphin, she was a swimmer, so I think it's foreshadowing.
Nice. Okay. Number 2, true or false, you won a chocolate fountain.
Wow, you really did your research. Okay. Yes, I did. In elementary school, my mom and I would enter baking competitions. And one year we made a birdhouse cake out of like pretzels and chocolate.
Wow.
So it was literally like little pretzel sticks as a nest, and then we put peeps in it.
That's so cute.
And then the other year we did a gummy bear pool. So the cake is like the outer rim, and then the pool is made of Jello. And then we put the little gummy bears. So
cute.
And then we won both years in a row. So I won a fondue fountain. And then the year after, they got rid of it because I guess they thought I was going to win again.
Wow.
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
That's fun, though. Do you still use it?
Yeah, we actually used it last week for Penny's birthday.
Wow.
Yeah. So
did you just use chocolate, or do you try like other?
We usually use chocolate.
Okay.
I don't really know how to do the cheese, so chocolate it is. But we do like marshmallows, strawberries, any types of fruit, or like angel cake. So good. Yeah.
Nice. Number 3 is less of a true or false. It's more of just like a question. Can you tell me what Grandma Tails is?
Oh my gosh, who are you talking to? Yeah. So I think part of me thinks I'm going to be a filmmaker, but I'm not. But growing up, every time we would go on a trip, like we've been to Hawaii, or I think the first time we went to Mammoth, I might have done this, but we had a series called Grandma Tales where I would direct it. And my sister Scarlett would act as the grandma, and we'd give her a wig, and she would act like she was 100. And then Penny, my younger sister, would act as her daughter. And I would just have them do these random things, and like it would be grandma tales. Like one time we went to a luau in Hawaii, and I just had Scarlett do all these crazy things around the hotel, and I would even act in the car. I think one time I acted as Penny's mother, but it was just so fun. Like iMovie was my jam, and I think maybe that's why I'm such a slay TikTok editor now, because I was an iMovie kid.
A muser.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you will.
I was a muser as well, for sure. And we also did Grandma Tales in Mammoth, I'm pretty sure. But I loved Grandma Tales. It was really hard to direct my sisters, but we got there, and I guess that's why I love editing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. You mentioned horseback riding before. True or false? You had a horse named Big G.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I did. Big Ginger, because they had multiple gingers at this ranch, and I guess I just got the bigger one.
That's crazy. Wait, how many years did you do horseback riding?
Probably, I'm gonna guess when we moved to Maryland, so maybe when I was like 5 until 3rd grade.
Okay.
That's pretty a long time, actually.
Do you ride horses out here?
Honestly, this would be a great area to do it, but
Yeah,
I just didn't get into it over here. Yeah, but a lot of people do horseback ride out here, and we've done like the camps out there before where we were today. So yeah, I like it. I enjoy it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. True or false? You had a Phineas and Ferb birthday party.
Oh, yes, I did. In Maryland, I don't remember what year, but my parents always throw like really nice themed birthday parties when I was little. My dad was Dr. Doofenshmirtz, and I want to say my mom was just like the mom. Is her name Linda, or the redhead mom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Linda.
Okay, Linda. And am I missing details? I think our dog was Perry. Possibly Perry, but we did a few Dr. Doofenshmirtz activities, like we did the egg drop. We also did like the where you make the soda fizz with the Mentos.
Yes.
So I loved it. It's just like a little sciencey birthday party, and I'm very thankful they had me like have these themed fun birthday parties, and all my friends got to join in. Yeah.
And what's this about you, like with the glass patio table?
Oh. Another birthday party. I don't know if it was the same one, but we were going to go to the pool, the community pool in Maryland, and there was a rainstorm. So we went back to my house, and I don't even remember why I wanted to move the table, but I think I wanted to use it for something. And so I had a few of my friends like pick up the table. As soon as we start moving, it just shatters like all over the driveway. And I was like, oh, what do I do? And then I told my parents.
And it was raining outside while this was happening? Whoa.
Yeah, so don't touch. Well, my thing is, why do you have an outdoor glass table? Like, aren't you asking for trouble? I don't know, but bye table. Sorry.
Okay, next one. True or false? You dressed up as a jellyfish.
Yes, I did. Elementary school, I think 4th or 5th grade.
Do you have a picture of this?
I do.
Okay.
I'll find it.
Okay.
But we used a sombrero, and then we put a bunch of like stuffing on top of it, and then we intertangled it with like flashing lights, and then put this fabric from I think Joann's or like Michael's, and then put it over all of that, and then tied it with like ribbon and string, and had it hang down. Honestly, kudos to my mom, because she's so creative, and yeah, I'm very thankful we had a lot of activities and creative expression things like that, and everyone loved it at my elementary school. It was a great costume.
Nice. Okay, next one. True or false? You were an expert surfer.
No. False. Not a great surfer. I don't think I've ever really enjoyed surfing. I just am kind of scared of the water, to be honest. And it's freezing, and I'm a wimp in the water. I think we went surfing in Hawaii, which is probably the easiest place to do it because the waves are manageable. Yeah. And it's warm. Out here, it's actually horrible. I think I did a surf camp here in middle school, and I was with my friend who was like pretty avid surfer, and it just did not go well. I got so sunburned. I was freezing. It was so bad. And we saw a shark. Last day of the camp, we saw a shark. I was like,
I was about to ask if you saw a shark. I was gonna
I
be
was like,
true or
I'm
false,
not
you saw a
going
shark.
back in there. Not going back in there. So yeah, we did see a shark. Not a fan. So I'll go surfing if we're in Hawaii. Maybe. Will I be good at it? No. I will be wearing a wetsuit and tons of sunscreen. Yeah.
Okay. Last one. True or false? You had au pairs growing up.
Yes. So actually, this room is where we used to host some of our au pairs. So they would
Oh.
live in here. I've had au pairs since I was probably 5. I think I've had over 10, honestly. My parents were just always busy working. My dad would either be at the base, my mom would just be working at home or in the office. And like, how were we gonna get to school? Because they never had time to take us. So I've had au pairs from Sweden, Poland, Mexico, Austria, Australia, Spain. List goes on and on. I got a ton, but I love them. They're basically like my older sisters. One of our au pairs, who actually still lives in California, she lives in Simi Valley, which is only like 30 minutes away from here. She met her husband while she was our au pair, so it's so cute. I got to be a flower girl at her wedding. And
Is that the picture out there?
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's Daniela. We love Daniela. She actually just had her baby, so she's our first au
Wow.
Pair to have a baby. Actually, I take that back. My au pair Maria had a baby, but Daniela, I had when I was older, so like we have a closer connection. But I love Daniela. She moved with us from Maryland to California, and I'm so excited to meet her baby. I haven't had time yet because this is the first time I've come home since the baby was born. But oh my gosh, I would love to meet her. And having au pairs was just, I mean, it's an experience that I grew up with, so that's what I'm used to. So I don't know what it would be like without them, but they're basically my built-in older sisters, and I'm very thankful that I had them growing up.
Nice. Okay. Oh, this is the.
Oh, soapbox.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a bunch of random ones. So one thing I've been thinking about recently is just people not cleaning up after themselves when they
Okay.
live with other people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that has been the theme on my soapboxes for the past couple of
Really?
episodes too.
Oh my gosh, I guess we're all in the
Yeah.
same boat.
Yes.
I think just growing up with sisters, I get used to like sharing a space and kind of minding my own business and like cleaning up after myself. But a lot of people I met, I guess, weren't that raised that way, or maybe they just don't care to do that with other
Only
people.
children's symptoms.
Yeah, which is shocking because sometimes they do have siblings.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but not calling out anyone specifically, but it's just shocking when you go to school and then you meet these people that don't
Have home training.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, one soapbox that I've been thinking about is be self-aware, and more specifically, don't act like you're all that when you're not. And this is aimed at and I'll bleep that out. But I don't know, there's a certain like level of self-importance that some people possess that I just really don't understand why you have that. I don't know, you just need to be a little bit more self-aware. Like, I don't know how to explain that. And like, I know me personally, like just the way that I've probably been speaking these past couple of episodes, it probably sounds like I have a superiority complex. I promise I don't. I also know my place. I'm more self-aware than it probably seems. I just think I'm a little bit more reserved about that kind of thing. I'm a little bit more chill. So don't think that I'm not self-aware, because I promise I am.
No, I'm there with you. I feel like I'm very self-aware.
Yeah.
I overanalyze.
Yeah, it's just I want people to practice the same level of self-awareness.
Agreed.
Yeah, okay. You can do.
Okay. This one is USC specific, but I would like to say that the USC student section needs to be more hype.
Oh my God.
Like,
what are y'all doing?
A football school, and where is the audience?
I know. Aren't you supposed to be louder if you're more drunk? Like,
no,
what?
like actually, like we went to Colorado this year. Their student section was insane.
Lit.
So USC, this is a call out. Like, please step it up. Like, we are cheering for you, so please.
And you can't use the excuse that these other schools don't have a lot like to do and that football is the only fun thing that they do, because I know there's stuff to do in Boulder.
Oh yeah.
People showed up to this game at 9 a.m.
100%.
Even if they were drunk, they were still loud as fuck. Like,
Exactly.
I need y'all to like
we need to be
pump
like
it
that.
up.
Like, step it up, please.
You don't even have to cheer with us, just cheer for the team.
Exactly.
Like, come on.
We're here, so we're supplemental.
We're facilitating.
Yeah. Just please hype up the team. We
Yes.
need it. And come to women's sports too.
Yes.
That is a huge thing. Please come to women's basketball, women's volleyball, pretty much every women's sport.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep. Okay. This one is really random. I don't know why I wrote this down. Supercuts should not be as expensive as it is.
Ooh.
I get my haircut done at Supercuts, the USC Supercuts. Just because like I always get my haircut at Great Clips when I'm at home, so Supercuts is like the next best thing. Also, I live on the same street as Supercuts, so I can just go there.
Oh, nice.
Tell me why this might not sound expensive to you. I'm used to a haircut being $13.
$13?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Because
I
it's
wish.
like, because you get your hair, like when guys sit down in a chair, they get their haircut done in literally like 10 minutes.
Okay, that makes sense then.
So it's like, I sit down, I say, oh, use this clippers on the sides, use scissor cut on top. It takes 10 minutes and then I'm out of there.
Dang.
So usually they're $13 in Tennessee and then you tip like $3.
Wow.
Like,
Oh my gosh.
I know that's just how it is with like guys' haircuts because they're
Yeah,
super
yeah.
quick. With barbers, it's a little bit different because barbers, you like
It's
build
an
a relationship
experience.
with them.
Yeah, my dad is a
That's a
barber.
whole thing. But the Supercuts for some reason charges 28.
Ooh.
So that's a steep
That's
price.
double.
And it still takes 10 minutes. So I'm like,
What
why
the
are you
heck?
charging me $28 for a 10-minute service?
LA prices.
I know it is LA prices, but it's also like, it doesn't even factor into minimum wage. I'm like, how much is the stylist really getting paid if their hourly like minimum is what, like 20 something dollars?
Oh my gosh.
And I'm getting charged $28, not including tip. Because then I still have to do like $5
Yeah.
on top of that. So my haircuts end up being like $33,
Oh my gosh.
$34.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think girls' haircuts start at like 30.
Yeah,
and
that's the
then
whole thing.
Now, like a normal trim for me, because I've never dyed my hair or done like anything to it. I think a trim is literally $75, which is
Yeah.
insane.
That's the other thing though. I think like with women's haircuts is like when you're getting your haircut, like it's meant to be styled and look good when
yeah.
you're walking out of the
Oh, for
salon.
sure.
With my haircuts, like I'm okay with it looking fucked up for a little
You
bit.
get out with it wet hair.
Or not even like wet, just like even if the
Not
cut's like
styled.
a little bit off, like I
Yeah.
know it'll look good eventually with it grown out. Like I'm
interesting.
not expecting my haircut to look good like right when I walk out.
Okay. No, yeah. When I walk out, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
it on top of the world right now.
Yeah. Whenever they're like, "Do you want product in your hair?" I'm like, "Do not touch my hair. I'll go home, shower, and brush my hair and let it dry."
I see.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my soapbox on supercuts.
Very nice.
Because they're not all that. Back to self-awareness. Don't act like you're all that when you're not. Supercuts. What are you doing? You're not any better than Great Clips. Why are you
Oh my
charging
gosh.
$28?
All right. My next one is in terms of driving. I would say please use your turn signal. LA driving is scary, and a lot of people just start zooming across the highway, no care in the world. So yeah, shout out to everyone because crashes do happen because of this.
Yes. Yeah. I don't experience that because I don't drive in LA, but maybe I'll experience that this summer.
LA traffic is actually crazy. Like the amount of times I've literally had to stop and like breathe just because of these drivers is insane. So I think going along with that, self-awareness with driving. Like please be aware of what you're doing.
My next one. This one is not, I don't know. It's kind of stupid. I don't want to go back to school. I want to go home. I want to go home.
Real.
Yeah, I just miss home. Yeah. And also, like, I just can't believe the first half of this semester happened.
I know.
It went by so quickly, and I don't remember anything that happened in my classes. So the fact that I have to go back and, like, start doing more midterms, I'm like, I'm not ready for it.
Oh my gosh. No more midterms.
Yeah.
I know, honestly, the year feels over. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that we
I'm,
have
like, done.
more. Yeah. No.
Yeah, on top of, like, more midterms and then finals, like, whoa.
I think it's like, especially with basketball and volleyball ending too, it just feels
Yeah,
like that's
it's
ending.
complete.
This should be ending too.
I know.
But no.
Yeah, because we're doing more events with Spirit too. That's like not even like sports related. So it's like
Oh, yeah.
we're just literally
Oh my
like
gosh.
finishing up. So it just feels like, you know, that last week of school where you're just like you're like, why am I in school?
Yes, final stretch.
That's what it
of
feels
nothing.
like. But like I'm gonna have to do that for 2 months.
Ooh. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Ew.
Yep. But then I get to go home late May to early June,
Ooh,
which I'm
yay.
excited for. But
Ryan.
my parents just moved out of our childhood home
Oh.
that I lived in for maybe like 15
Oh
years
my
of
gosh,
my
I
life.
didn't know this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So yeah, we moved to a house in Tennessee, and I can say the neighborhood because I'm not living there anymore. We used to live in the Governor's Club. It's like this gated community, so we lived there a while, and we finally moved houses.
Ooh.
And my new house has a pool, which I'm excited about. But it's also like I didn't get to like necessarily say goodbye
In
to the
that
house.
process, yeah.
But I'm
Oh.
not super nostalgic about that kind of thing. I'm not super sentimental. It's just like, wow, that house has been a like
Yeah,
a
part of your
part of my
life.
life, and now I have to like change my permanent addresses. Like
Wow.
when I'm going home, it's not really going to be home. It's going to be
Yeah.
like a guest room in my parents' home
I was gonna
that they
say,
have
is
now.
there a reason? Is it because they're empty nesters now, or?
It's because that house is way too big.
Ah, yep. There you
Even
go.
though the house that they're purchasing now is not that much cheaper than the house we own, but it is
Yeah, no,
just
I
a
get
lot
you.
of space
Yeah,
to have.
definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to go home.
The next one is TikTok related, and it's short. But everyone should go follow the Spirit TikTok
Okay.
at Spirit Leaders
USC Spirit Leaders
at
Cheer
USC Spirit Leaders Cheer. I think
on
on TikTok. Thanks.
Do another one because that was short.
Yeah. This is one I've been thinking about for a while, or that I've talked with other people about. But a lot of my best friends are engineering majors, or just, more STEM focused, maybe more time consuming. And I'm a PR major with a marketing minor, and I love my major and my minor, but sometimes I find that I doubt myself, just because I feel like everybody's proving themselves to be here, and then when you hear my major, it's almost like, oh, why, like, that's such an easy major, like, why are you choosing that? But
Okay.
I'm choosing it because, like, I picked this major. Like, I didn't just do it because it was easy. Like, I actually do enjoy this, and I want to go into a career path with it. I feel like with engineering, I've never had a knack for it. I've never been interested in it. I'm picking something that I want to do, and it's not like a fallback. Like, that's what I'm interested in. So I can see where, like, all the hate comes with communications, because, like, the idea is people don't know, like, what they're going to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like mine has a path, and I know that I want to continue down that path. So I don't know, like, the doubt and the hate around my major, it, like, definitely makes me overthink a lot. But I feel like I've come to a place where I'm like, okay, like, I know I'm here for the right reasons. I want to go down this path, so there's no reason to doubt it. It's just tough being around engineering majors and, like, neuroscience and just these crazy things. And then I almost feel like, oh, I'm not accomplishing enough, but I have all these extracurriculars. I have my job. I have all these things going for me. So no reason to doubt. So my thing is just don't judge other people's majors, because you never know why they're doing it.
And that's fair. I talk mad shit on like business majors and stuff because I'm like,
No,
your
I
shit
get
is
it.
easy.
I get
And
it. It just depends what you put
Yeah.
yourself with. You
That-
gotta put in the work.
That comes from a self-hatred though, because I technically am a business major. Like, I know you just saw my toe.
I do know
Sorry.
business majors that have a lot of self-hatred.
Yeah, it's like you have to going back to the being self-aware thing. Like, don't act like you're all that when you're not.
Exactly.
There are a lot of people who do business and they literally just have no pathway. They're just doing it because like.
Yes.
And then I don't know. Like,
Well, that's what a lot of people do with, like, psychology and communications. That's, like, the stereotype, I think. They just join because they don't know what they're gonna do.
yeah.
Which is understandable, especially with, like, USC. But yeah, I think to make up for it, like, just find your passion through it.
Your
like,
niche. Yeah.
Yes, find your
That's
niche.
the thing. When people aren't niche enough with what they're studying,
Yes.
like, that's what kind of like annoys me. Cause like USC is such a great professional school. Like,
Try things out.
my thing, what I've said for so long is like, if you're going to USC, you're going to get a job. Like, USC is the school to go to if you want a job because of all the professional resources. Even if you're not directly involved in like the film school, the business school, Annenberg, what else is there? Like Viterbi. Even if you're not directly involved in those, your network has so much impact on USC has so much impact on your network that you can like use the Trojan network, the Trojan family. So it annoys me when people have a certain major, but they're not niche enough, or if they are niche, they're not doing anything to work towards it.
You need to join clubs. You need to try for internships.
Yes.
Like, go down these different pathways, because that's how you're going to differentiate yourself.
Exactly.
If you're just general and you're just doing like a general major, like, where are you gonna go?
Yeah. Yeah.
Build that resume.
And then I like said it briefly, but like when you're, like I need to come up with an example that doesn't call anyone out specifically. Say you're doing a business degree. So you're doing a business degree and your intention is to do something in the music industry, and that's what you're advertising to other people. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, if I ask you, oh, what do you want to do in 10 years? They're like, oh, I want to do something in the music business, but you're doing no internships, no jobs. You're not talking to anyone. You're literally just doing what the business curriculum is. What are you doing?
You need to find a path. Like, for me, I'm interested in beauty. I have a beauty internship. Like, I'm doing social media for a skincare company. So you just got to go into those pathways, find what you like, and then eventually you'll step up those stairs into the industry you want. So
yeah. And that's why USC is such a great school. It's not because of the professors or the classes that you take. Of course, they're great, but that's not giving you the stuff that you need. It's because USC has all of these great experiences for you to do, and they're not going to hold your hand. You have to do a lot of it by yourself.
100%. Well, I found my internship through Beauty Cosmetics Club. So clubs are huge, and just meet new people, join new things. That's how you find out about these things.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then now we can finish off with obsessions. I only have a few. Did you want to start with yours?
Sure. It's been an obsession since middle school. Grant can attest to this, but Hamilton, we did just watch half of it on the trip, but
I couldn't finish it. I found out that it was like a fully sung musical, like Les Miserables.
It is.
I did not know that it had no speaking in it.
Virtually no speaking. It's a lot. It's over 2 hours, I'm pretty sure, of just singing. So I at first thought it was crazy, but once you get into it, you get into it. Like, it's a road trip track. I listened to it in Hawaii, on the airplane, anywhere, here. It's just great, and the whole family can enjoy it, so I love it.
How long is the cast album?
It's 2 hours, because it's like
the whole thing,
practically. Pretty much the whole thing.
That's what I was gonna say, because like with the other like Broadway cast album recordings, like I can listen to music and I'll get into it, but with Hamilton, I feel like if you listen to the cast album recording, it's just like you're like watching.
You're basically watching it. That is the interesting part, because I feel like, have you heard of the musical 6?
Yes.
Like, that's very short, and that's more just like individual stories. This one's like a whole story,
whole
history line.
Chapter.
No, so it's definitely, I don't know if it's one of a kind, but it's definitely long.
Yeah. I have mine in like 3 points, so I'll start
yes.
I'll start with music, like songs I've been listening to. I've been in like an Ariana Grande kick for some reason. I think because I watched Victorious the other day. But Pink Champagne is one of Ariana Grande's best songs. She literally wrote it and sung it when she was 17, and it is literally insane. She goes so like high in her range. It's really like,
I'll listen to it.
It's kind of like a deep cut. Like
Pink Champagne.
Yeah, it was the reason I know about it is because RCL Beauty 101 used it in one of her videos.
Oh.
Start off by straightening your hair. Add some more heat protectant in your hair because it's about to get hot in here.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, what's that song? So then I looked it up and I was like, okay, wait, this song's really good.
Like a long time ago you watched that?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, I don't know if she's even active anymore.
No. But yeah, I started listening to it, and then when I went to her concert, like during her honeymoon tour, she sang it. She's like, I don't know how many of you guys are going to know this song.
And you were like, I know it.
I did know it.
That's crazy.
So that was a good one.
Amazing.
Next one is Positions, of course. Ooh. That song is so good. Like, I was listening to that song in the car on the way back, but then it reminded me of that YouTube video where she's like arranging it. So she's like, it's like this 4-minute video of her in the studio, and she's like asking music producers. So like you see her singing, but you also see her producing her own song. Wow. It's a really cool video. And then to like watch that video and then listen to Positions afterwards and hear like where the finished product came together. Oh, it's pretty cool.
I've never seen that. I have to watch it.
And then 2 Victoria songs. LA Boys is really good. That one's with Victoria Justice and Ariana Grande. That's like their duet for Tinklade. And then All I Want Is Everything is also a really good song. That's like Victoria Justice kind of like soloing, but then Liz Gillies and Ariana Grande are like backing it. That's when they went to Yerba, and they for like spring break, and then they had to like sing to like pay for their room and board.
If we're still going off of music, first concert I went to was Dua Lipa. I stan Dua Lipa. She's my idol. So I love that she came out with a new album. I need to listen. It's coming out soon, but we've been listening to her songs at practice. And then always a Taylor Swift stan. I did go to the Eras tour. I love her music. And I love Sabrina Carpenter. I think those are my top 3.
Any specific songs that off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, honestly, like it's Taylor Swift's. It's got to be a mood. So I listen to Folklore when I'm sad and slow. If I need to get up, like I love Lover or 1989 or Reputation, but I've always been a Reputation girly. People say that's not what I seem like, but I just love it. It's a very powerful feeling.
Yes, for sure.
And then Sabrina, my friend Stephanie, just got me into her music, and I love it. If she ever goes on tour, I would love to go see her.
Oh yeah.
And Dua Lipa, I'm just excited to hear the new stuff. It's very like disco pop, I feel like.
Yeah.
Season.
For sure.
Houdini. Yes.
I feel like she changed her sound. Like her original stuff sounds different. It's not bad by any means.
Yeah, like
but it is just different.
What is her first song? Like One Kiss or something? Or,
something.
Yeah, that was my favorite of hers, but definitely has changed since then. And her dancing, it's gotten a lot better. Love it.
And then to jump off Sabrina Carpenter, when I think Sabrina Carpenter now, I think of what like Emails I Can't Send or
Yeah.
whatever that album is. But then I think about like her Radio Disney days. I
Oh my
love
gosh.
We'll Be the Stars. That song is
Oh, I
so
actually
good.
don't know that.
That one is really good. It's like
We'll Be the
almost like
Stars.
country a little bit.
I'll have to listen.
And then what's the other
I
one?
like Thumbs.
Can't blame a girl for trying. That one, oh my gosh.
That's a really good one.
She ate like
That's how you knew she's gonna be a star.
I know, she was so young when that happened too. Like for her to have that like professional of a grasp of like where her music direction was going, like
Yeah.
especially as like a Disney kid when your future is basically like laid out for you.
Yep.
She knew what she was doing. I will talk about stuff that I've been watching lately. Not necessarily my favorite stuff, just stuff that I have watched recently. We watched Damsel
Yes.
with Millie Bobby Brown. That one, I had fun. I thought it was a good
Yeah, it's
one.
definitely fun.
I don't know if it was just the fact that it was a Netflix movie and it had Millie Bobby Brown in it, but it reminded me of Enola Holmes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Just the way
pretty
that it was
much.
formatted, just the way it was shot. Maybe it was produced by the same person. I don't know. I
Honestly,
didn't check.
probably. I feel like whoever's working with Millie, like, it's definitely a deal.
But those are the kind of like, for some reason, that kind of movie really like grasps my attention. Like,
Oh, definitely,
I pay
action.
attention. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm locked in for the whole movie.
No, for sure.
And I'm not like a Millie Bobby Brown like stan or anything, but like she's just really good in those roles.
No, I love to see her do those roles,
Yeah.
especially now that she's an adult. It's really nice to see her not be bald and kill it.
Yeah. And then we watched Dune. I also had fun with that one. That was a really good like world building one. I was engaged pretty much the whole time. It took me a little
Yeah.
bit at the beginning to get engaged into.
Yes.
But
There's so
then-
much lore.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
But then once like we like me, Carys's mom and the twins like started like piecing together what like the goal of like the story was and like everything started falling in place and we were able to like predict stuff that was going to happen or like
Yes, definitely.
yeah, stuff like
The
that.
twins are very into movies, so it's very fun to see them analyze and like ask them questions when you don't know what's going on. And I've heard from many people that Dune was boring, so I don't know where they're coming from because I
Yeah.
thought it was pretty action packed and enjoyable.
I think so too. I think
Yeah.
most of the movie is anticipation though and like
Yes.
setup.
Yes, set up for movie 2.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to watch Dune 2 eventually. And then lastly, you didn't watch this, but I watched this alone.
Okay, what was
when
it?
I was sick. Or was I?
Yeah.
No. This wasn't when I was sick. This was day 3.
What was it?
Breakfast Club. I just watched the Breakfast Club
we
again.
watched the Victorious Breakfast
Yes,
Club.
we watched that one too. So I watched it like a
Yeah.
double feature. I watched
Oh
it
my
back to
gosh,
back.
that's crazy.
Which is a fun thing to do because then you get to see all the jokes that are set up. But
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast Club is just such a good movie. I honestly think that's maybe my top 10, top 15. No, top 10. I'd say top 10 favorite movies.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Once I watch a movie, I definitely get a little obsessed. So I loved the the Little Mermaid. And another one is The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I just love those types of movies. I'm a huge dystopian fan. I read the books, not this one, which I'm kind of disappointed in myself, but I loved it, and I loved the soundtracks in both movies. I have both of them downloaded in my Apple Music, so I love them, and I get into like my TikTok like never ending hole of videos about the movies.
I know there were so many like TikToks about it and I couldn't watch them because I was like, okay, I can't watch the TikToks until I watch the movie. But then I was like, I can't watch the movie until I read the book.
That sucks because I feel like sometimes TikTok throws stuff at you before you're ready, or like they'll give you spoilers too. Especially now that I'm watching The Bachelor, it'll like show me stuff before I'm supposed to.
Oh, I'm so pissed about that.
Yeah.
But then like spoiler alert. No, whatever. If you're watching this, like it's too late.
Oh.
Like once
Yeah, it
Maria
is too
left,
late.
then I stopped caring about the spoilers. Then I was like, okay, whatever. Like,
Oh my gosh. Yeah. True.
yeah. Okay. This is my last obsession, but it is just food related. When we were in Mammoth, Carys's mom got these cuties. Those cuties were so good.
Oh my gosh.
These little like
They were
those tiny
so
little
sweet.
clementine oranges. Like maybe I need to get in my orange era. Like
Honestly, I think
like
we
eating
hit
oranges.
like a pristine bag of cuties. Like
It
I've
was
never
none
had
of them.
cuties.
None of them were bad. Like sometimes there's a little soft spot on some of
Yeah,
them
it's
that are a
true.
little rotten. But
Rotten.
that bag was so like perfectly
It
ripe.
was so good because sometimes cuties are like stiff too. Like this was perfect.
Yeah, like a little bit dry. These were like juicy, perfect.
Juicy,
The vitamin C helped with my colds. Like it was perfect.
Yes, and easy to peel too.
Yeah.
Like perfect combo.
Nice. Yeah.
All right, my last thing. It's been an obsession since I was probably in elementary school. I've always been into lippies. I used to be an EOS girly. And I got into Aquaphor. Aquaphor's been there my whole life. And now I collect so many lip products. Like I have so many lip glosses. I got like Tower 28. I've even gotten into like Dior and everything. My sisters make fun of me because I just kind of collect them at this point. But I love lip products. It's just like my guilty pleasure.
Fine.
So, yay.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think that's all the topics we're going to be covering today, because Carrie should probably get to sleep.
That's true. It is warm.
And yeah, I'm also getting picked up tomorrow. But yeah, this is it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Carys, for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for this weekend. It was a really fun, or I say weekend, it's literally
It's a whole
middle
week.
of the week.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, well, I actually don't care about filming this, so we're just going to record this, and it's going to be a black screen for the rest of the thing. But if you're still listening to this, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and like this video if you're on YouTube.
Yes.
And if you're on Spotify or any other podcast listening platform, make sure to rate it and follow for more, because I will have more guests in the future. Other than that, thank you so much for listening, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye.